A month-long meeting of Roman Catholic bishops from around the world is getting underway this morning. Pope Francis will lead the gathering aimed at bringing young Catholics back to the church. Seth Doane is in Rome, where the Pope admits many young people have turned away because of the sex scandals that are rocking the Vatican. Seth, good morning to you.
Good morning. Even before this meeting begins, it has already been criticized by some church leaders because clerical sex abuse is not officially on the docket, but it most likely will loom large over these meetings.
Pope Francis told bishops this morning youth should have a future free of the mistakes and sins of the past. Today he launches the Synod, or meeting, which brings together nearly 300 church leaders from almost 125 countries. The Vatican has recognized young people's lack of harmony with the church, so these mostly old people have surveyed Catholic youth and will discuss topics that sound like a teenager's Google history: video games, migration, LGBT issues, war, friendship, porn, and corruption. Survivors of sex abuse are taking advantage of this unusual concentration of bishops to speak up.
The worst, Pucativo.
These four hearing-impaired survivors of clerical sex abuse pointed out the priests who'd abused them at the Antonio Provolo Institute for the Deaf in Verona, Italy. They plan to protest at the Vatican later today. I was naked and confused, Gianni Bisoli told us. His abuse started at age 9. I was abused in the confessional, Giuseppe Consiglio explained. When allegations surfaced, some of the predator priests from Italy were transferred to another school for the hearing impaired in Argentina, where they abused more children. I would scream and cry because of the pain, Alessandro Vantini said, but no one could hear me because everyone was deaf.
Those victims told us that they would like the Vatican to acknowledge their abuse. In some cases, they would like to be compensated. But Norah, they told us talking to the Vatican was like talking to a wall.
Seth Doane in Rome, thank you. I find that so upsetting.
It is sickening. And you can really feel the pain. Just the fact that they were, number one, that they're deaf and to be taken advantage of that way. I mean, we all gasped in the studio when he said I would cry out in pain and no one could hear me because they're deaf. You just don't think that that would happen in a church setting.
And that talking to the church is like talking to a wall. This is why journalism and their voices matter, and that Rome has got to do something. The Pope has got to do something. This is a time for him not only to speak out, they have got to announce the reforms that they have never announced and said that they would.
And you know they've got to be anticipating more of these types of stories ahead, right?
Exactly.
Devastating.
Seth Doane and the team in Rome there, thank you so much.